everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am covering all the machine learning algorithm by implementing them. So I uploaded many videos on that. So when it comes to k-means clustering, I wanted to make this more practical. I implemented the project by using k-means clustering, that is customer segmentation using k-means. In this exciting project where I use k-means clustering to segment customers based on their annual income and the spending score. So let's dive straight into it. First, we need to import all the libraries required for the project. We are using NumPy for numerical operations, Pandas to work with data frames, matplotlib.pyplot and seaborn for visualization, and sklearn.cluster and k-means for the clustering. So I have already written the code for this. So let's proceed. I've loaded the dataset mall customers.csv using pandas read CSV method. So let's quickly look at the first rows using head. As you can see, the dataset contains 5 columns: customer ID, gender, age, annual income, and the spending score. Next, I used shape to check the dimension of the dataset, which shows 200 rows and 5 columns. Then I used info method to understand the data type and checks for missing values. So the good news is here that there are no missing values as confirmed by the isNull.sum method. You can see there are zero null values for each column. To perform clustering, I selected the columns annual income and spending score as these are the most relevant for customer segmentation. Using pandas ilog, I extracted these columns and stored them in variable x, capital X. Here is what the data looks like. This is the data. This column is the annual income and this column is for spending score. Now let's find the optimum number of clusters for our data using the elbow method. We calculate WCSS, that is the full form of within cluster sum of squares for different cluster counts from 1 to 10. Then I plotted the results in an elbow graph. This is the elbow graph. Notice how the graph has a bend or elbow at 5 clusters. This tells us that 5 is the optimal number of clusters for this data. You can see here that this tells us that 5 is the optimal number of clusters for this data. Now training the k-means model. Using the k-means class from scikit-learn, I trained a model with 5 clusters here. The model assigns each data point a cluster label which is stored in the variable capital Y. Now when I print the cluster labels, you can see these are the values of capital Y. You can see here that the value lies between 0 to 4, that is pointing out that the optimum number of clusters is between 5. You can see the 5 clusters are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can see here. Finally, let's visualize the clusters. I used matplotlib to create a scatter plot where each color represents a cluster: green for cluster 1, red for cluster 2, yellow for cluster 3, violet for cluster 4 and blue for cluster 5. The centroid of each clusters are marked in cyan. This is the scatter plot. As you can see, the clusters are well defined and this gives us meaningful customer groups based on their income and spending habits. Here is the 5 clusters: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is the spending score on the y-axis and this is the annual income on the x-axis. So that is how we can use k-means clustering to segment customers in a retail environment. This is just the beginning. You can further analyze each cluster to design better marketing strategies. So that's for it for k-means clustering. So I thought that this should be the better way to explain k-means clustering. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.